Gambia, Angola, China Holding, Gash, producers of the finest tomato paste in the Gambia. Jaja tomato paste, available in 5 kilos, 1 kilo and in sachets. For wholesale and retail, visit our factory at Banjulunding. We are also producers of Jaja mineral water, cool, clear and fresh. Gash, Gambia, Angola, China Holding, with headquarters at Fatu Golden Plaza, Mile 7, Bertel Harding Highway. Gash Group also provides the best security company, Gash Security, for your offices, warehouses, homes and personal property. Gash Group for all your construction projects, offering you quality water reticulation for your gardens, pump irrigation, tidal irrigation projects and all types of buildings. You can contact Gash on 396-7894, 700-8993, 373-0259. Visit us at Gash Global Group on Battle Harden Highway, Fatu Golden Plaza. Our website www.gashglobal.com. Gambia, Angola, China Holding, Gash. Yunus English School. For quality and affordable education, look no further. Yunus English School has what you've been looking for. Yunus English School is a leading institution in the Gambia with nursery, lower basic, upper basic and senior secondary education with magnificent teaching and learning facilities. Yunus English School has highly qualified and experienced teaching staff preparing students for university and beyond. Yunus English School is an institution with distinct academic excellence, and the school operates not only in the usual 5 days a week but 6 days a week, Mondays to Saturdays, breaking a remarkable record on credit hour coverage for all our students. Contact Yunus English School today to register your children on 77-81443 or 707-0091 or still on 9249426. Better still, you can email yunusenglish@yahoo.com. At Yunus English School, excellence is a priority without compromise.
It's a warm reception to our studio here in Serekunda. This is Star TV News with me, Dado Cham. In the headlines tonight, tourism stakeholders to formulate national policy and strategy. SIS boss kickstarts nationwide tour on Monday. Peace Ambassador, the Gambia presents its nomination observation report. NPP gives 19 tractors to Kafulo, the communities to enhance yields. Gum ship breeders to organize its first ship breeding exhibition. Final training camp for Scorpion ahead of AFCON. On the international scene, West Africa has become a center of drug trafficking, says UN. UN warns Ethiopia against a civil war. Afghanistan sees first polio vaccination campaign in 3 years. Those were the headlines, and now the news in detail. A 2-day draft policy validation program is underway at the Sir Dawda Kairaba Jawara International Conference Center in Bijilo. The draft national policy and strategy formulation is meant to set up a roadmap for the Ministry of Tourism, Arts and Culture in its quest to create an enabling environment for tourists in the country. Modu Albaji reports.
The Ministry of Tourism, Arts and Culture has over the years been operating without a valid policy framework that will guide against its activity. However, the ministry and its partners have deemed it necessary to come up with a policy strategy that will serve as its roadmap in the actualization of its goals. During his opening statement, the Minister of Tourism, Arts and Culture, Ahmad Nkeba, said tourism is a vital pillar in the national economy in terms of wealth creation, job creation, and in generating substantial entrepreneurship in ensuring sustainable development. Pulling effects of the COVID-19 on the tourism sector is also another key reason which warranted the formulation of a draft policy which will address the tourism sector in line with international standard. Minister Ba extended words of gratitude to all the relevant stakeholders and the UNDP for supporting the Ministry of Tourism in its drive to provide a policy document that will dictate its activities in line with international standards. The permanent secretary at the Ministry of Tourism, Arts and Culture, Koru Jabang Senghor, is optimistic that the new document will make a big difference in the Gambia tourism sector. She further outlined the objectives of the draft policy. The representative of the UNDP country representative, Abdoulaye Jane, outlined UNDP's commitment in supporting the country's vital sector in development. The chairman of the Hotel Association, Francis Njai, seized the opportunity to extend gratitude to the government of the Gambia and the UNDP, noting that creating a draft policy and strategy is a welcomed initiative. For Star TV, I am Modu Elbaji.
The Director General of the State Intelligence Services on Monday began an entire country tour to assess the country's security situation. More in this report.
The SIS boss told journalists at the Banjul Ferry Terminal shortly before crossing over to the North Bank that though the country's security waters are calm, there is still the need for him to hit the ground to gain a bird's eye view of the current state of security affairs.
Embarking on this tour, as you know, this has been an annual activity that we've been carrying out over the period in the last 4 years as part of our reforms and restructuring of the service.
Oh, okay.
So yes, as I said earlier, please allow me to thank you, the media, and use this medium to also thank the Gambian people for the consistent support that the service has been receiving over these past 4, now getting to 5 years. It's been a very eventful 4 or 5 years. Again, in the process, the service has consciously dedicated itself, committed itself as well to reforming and restructuring the service. And as part of that, we've had a conscious rollout program throughout the country, a reach-out program that annually we go out to assess the state of national security, assess the state of our relations with communities who we are committed to serve. So, for the purpose of this visit, it's again to go and assess, interact, meet, discuss, consult, coordinate with almost everyone across the country.
According to the SIS chief, Usman Sow, his institution has deliberately integrated in its operations dedication and resoluteness with the overriding objectives of reforming the hitherto fiat agency. This, he added, continues to pursue through the development of national programs to access national security, among others.
Critical. It's indeed very critical. I mean, as we said, security is everybody's business. And we need to be seen to be interacting with people, and people must also own the security business and contribute to it. So seeing us at close range, talking with us, hearing them, you see, we may have the concept at the office, but the people in the field also matter. They know where it matters. I remember in a previous interaction we had in Kerewan, one of the chiefs said, okay, this is your rollout, because we have this National Security Belt Initiative, which is to repeat our deployments across the country and across the borders. And he was saying, we think you should come this place instead of that place. So going now and meeting the people, those who really are the recipients of security itself, and hearing from them, I think is quite critical. Again, at this time of our transition of the last 5 years, it's important to feel the pulse. I mean, we are going through a period that was unprecedented, or is unprecedented. We have elections coming just in 4 weeks, 3 weeks from now at most. We need to feel the pulse and assess the state of security across the country. So very critical.
DG Sow explained that another idea behind the nationwide tour is to enable him meet, associate and strategize with regional administrators and stakeholders in the national security industry. He noted that his engagements will be critical to the country's peace-building efforts. According to DG Sow, despite the unpredictable nature of the Gambian politics of late, the country's endowments of peace and security must be recognized at all times.
Elections is a security event. No gainsaying in that. But generally, the situation is calm, and I think the Gambia is ready to have a peaceful election. of course, in an environment of restraint, measuredness, tolerance, open-mindedness. I think that will help the security environment much more. But yes, it's calm and it's quiet.
Mamadou Gajugo, Star TV News.
Peace Ambassador, the Gambia has completed its observation process of the nomination, presents finding and recommendation. In light of this, Peace Ambassador, the Gambia, held a press conference at their main office in Kanifing. Awasane has more.
The Peace Ambassadors Gambia deployed an observer to observe the IEC candidate nomination process and scrutiny for a total of 8 days at the Independent Electoral Commission headquarters in Kanifing. The observer was trained to report on specific issues of the process based on a comprehensive checklist. According to the president of PAG, Mr. Abubakar Sambu, the observer's report comprises the submission procedures and the general environment at the IEC during the process. In addition, Sambu said the Independent Electoral Commission noted that aspirants whose submission were disqualified were based on 5 reasons, which are failure to submit the required number of registered voters who support their candidacy for all or some administrative areas, a signed copy of the Code of Campaign Ethics, a complete assets declaration form, forgery detected in the submissions and submitting under the banner of an unregistered party, all of which are outlined by the electoral laws of the country. However, Peace Ambassadors Gambia's president gave a report of the regional coordinators and constituency observers deployment breakdown. For the campaign period, PAG deployed 59 long-term observers, including 6 regional coordinators and 53 constituency observers to observe the processes in all regions and constituencies. All 59 observers will observe and send campaign observation checklist reports on 2 designated days, as well as to send critical incidents report throughout the process anytime they occur. These 59 observers will observe anything that has to do with the campaign in line with the COVID-19 safety measures. Reporting for Star TV News, I am Awasane.
The NPP over the weekend distributed 19 tractors to some women and community development Kafulo in 3 regions of the country. The idea is to promote the mechanization of the agriculture sector in enhancing yields. Details in this report.
President Adama Barrow is currently intensifying efforts for the mechanization of the agriculture sector to enhance yields. The Gambia government, under the stewardship of President Barrow, is exploring several opportunities, including massive investments in agriculture to propel the country forward in its march towards attaining food self-sufficiency. An influential figure of President Barrow's NPP, Honorable Siaka Jata, was at the weekend leading the distribution of the tractors to several farming communities in the LRR, CRR and URR. 19 tractors have been distributed across the 3 regions of the country. Abbas Sanyang, the governor of CRR, said several Kafulu have benefited from the initiative, suggesting the gesture was just the beginning of more to come. Siaka Jata, meanwhile, said several communities in Nyani, Sami and Nyanija constituencies will benefit from the initiative as the distribution reaches the various regions. According to Mr. Jata, one of the tractors have been delivered to Jakaba 3 days after the adoption. Maimuna Sise Lamin Seidi as honorary father and mother, describing it as a fulfillment of prayers for the 2. He promised that more are coming as government has completed the process of needs assessment. Presidential advisor Jata noted that Barrow is a servant of the people and he derives great satisfaction from rendering service to the nation and humanity. Mr. Jata said, despite the fact that the country is heading to the poll, the president's objective is not political, but he has an appeal for his kith and kin. For more on this story, see our tomorrow's edition. For Star TV News, I am Yamuna Kuka.
Gam Sheep Breeders, a professional sheep breeders association under the leadership of National Livestock Owners Association, held a presser during the weekend. The aim of the press conference was to update the media on its upcoming sheep exhibition, to be held at Abuko from the 10th to the 14th of this month. Binta Koli tells us more.
This is the first of its kind in the Gambia. The association aims to create more awareness during the event and also to show the Gambians populace the potentials in the industry. It is also to commercialize the sheep breeding industry. Speaking to journalist Ibrahim Jallo, president of Gam Sheep Breeders Association, said 95% of sheep that are available in the Gambia during Muslim festive of Eid al-Adha is from other countries. Therefore, that narrative should change to boost the economy and solve youth unemployment. He explained the way the breeding will be carried out.
The reasons why we, the youth of the Gambia, decided to invest our wealth into sheep breeding. The most common sheep in the Gambia is the Jalunke, known as the Citizen, the Tlabir, the Polpol. What we're doing right now is we take a special breed, faster growing breed called the Ladun breed, that we are crossbreeding with this sheep so that we can have a faster growing sheep.
Jallo thanked the government of the Gambia, especially the Minister of Agriculture, who he said has paid a courtesy visit to the livestock owners for giving them a helping hand. The president of the association added that even though the government is now giving them the needed attention, they still need to double up and reduce the rate attached to loans given to them. He urged Gambians, especially youth and women, to come out in large numbers to grace the occasion, as he said it is a potential source of income if they should venture into it. For Star TV News, I am Binta Kuli.
Those were the local stories. We will be back with the international news after the commercial break.
Gambia, Angola, China Holding, Gash, producers of the finest tomato paste in the Gambia. Jeja tomato paste, available in 5 kilos, 1 kilo and in sachets. For wholesale and retail, visit our factory at Banjulunding. We are also producers of Jeja mineral water, cool, clear and fresh. Gash, Gambia, Angola, China Holding, with headquarters at Fatu Golden Plaza, Mile 7, Bertel Harding Highway. Gash Group also provides the best security company, Gash Security, for your offices, warehouses, homes and personal property. Gash Group for all your construction projects, offering you quality water reticulation for your gardens, pump irrigation, tidal irrigation projects and all types of buildings. You can contact Gash on 396-7894, 700-8993, 373-0259. Visit us at Gash Global Group on Battle Harden Highway, Fatu Golden Plaza. Our website www.gashglobal.com. Gambia, Angola, China Holding, Gash. Yunus English School. For quality and affordable education, look no further. Yunus English School has what you've been looking for. Yunus English School is a leading institution in the Gambia with nursery, lower basic, upper basic and senior secondary education with magnificent teaching and learning facilities. Yunus English School has highly qualified and experienced teaching staff preparing students for university and beyond. Yunus English School is an institution with distinct academic excellence, and the school operates not only in the usual 5 days a week but 6 days a week, Mondays to Saturdays, breaking a remarkable record on credit hour coverage for all our students. Contact Yunus English School today to register your children on 77-81443 or 707-0091 or still on 9249426. Better still, you can email yunusenglish@yahoo.com. At Yunus English School, excellence is a priority without compromise.
If you're just tuning in, welcome to Star TV News with your presenter Dara Cham, and now the international news. The United Nations says West Africa has become a main center for drug trafficking. The amount of cocaine seized in the region grew tenfold between 2015 and 2019. More in this report with Al Jazeera.
This once feared warlord during Liberia's decade-long civil war says he's now fighting a drug epidemic. He's my pops, says this man. I would kill for him. In these ghettos in the capital Monrovia, the children who once fought for him have now grown into gang members and drug addicts. They call him General Butt Naked because he fought without clothes alongside children hooked on drugs he provided. Before going into battle, Blai says he and his army of child soldiers ate the hearts of children they'd captured.
I'm looking for G Money. Yeah. G Money promised me that he will give me 20 children under the age of 15.
For what purpose, asks this man.
The enemy is attacking the most brilliant children. That's why you see this. That's one worry. The nation is going to be strangulated if we don't rescue these guys.
The enemy he refers to are drug lords in Monrovia. We're told to leave and that gangs are after us. The UN says Liberia is among several West African countries used as transit hubs for cocaine and heroin coming from Latin America and Asian countries to European markets. The next day we meet Blai at his home. In his backyard are barracks for the teenagers he's picked off the streets. They say Nigerian gang members are distributing drugs in the ghettos, hooking children on heroin or pharmaceuticals like the painkiller Tramadol.
I want to become a lawmaker because no one will talk for us in the House of Representatives. We are vulnerable on the streets, smoking drugs. I want to become a lawmaker to protect my friends.
Blai has admitted to the country's Truth and Reconciliation Commission that he's responsible for the killings of more than 20,000 people during the Civil War. Now he says he's these children's protector.
The work that the former warlord Joshua Blai has done with street children has attracted public sympathy and has protected him, in effect, from public prosecution, despite the recommendations made by the Truth and Reconciliation Commission.
Blai says protecting children is a way for him to repent for his past crimes.
I think what I did was wrong, and there is no excuse for it. And me and others who did this should pay for it. But as I'm waiting for justice, I want to be giving back.
For this former warlord, Liberia has become the front line of a drug war it cannot afford to lose. He says it's a battle he will fight out of responsibility and guilt for his past crimes and for his country. Statements that few here are in a position to challenge. Nicholas Hawk, Al Jazeera, Monrovia.
The conflict in Ethiopia, Tigray region, could spiral into a civil war, warned by the United Nations. That is the warning from the UN Security Council, which has met as a rebel threatening to march on the capital Addis Ababa. Government forces have been battling them for a year. More in this report.
The message to the Security Council is clear. Time is short. The window to secure a mediated settlement to the conflict is closing.
In a country of over 110 million people, over 90 different ethnic groups, and 80 languages, no one can predict what continued fighting and insecurity will bring. But let me be clear. What is certain is that the risk of Ethiopia descending into a widening civil war is only too real.
The Council was addressed remotely by the African representative leading mediation efforts.
All these leaders here in Addis Ababa and in the north agree individually that the difference between them are political and require political solution through dialogue. This, therefore, constitutes a window of opportunity.
But the High Representative warned that this window of opportunity is small. The Ethiopian ambassador made his country's position clear.
We remind everyone concerned there are no two parties here. There is a government representing the whole of the Ethiopian people and representing the Ethiopian state, and there is a group advancing its criminal cause through atrocities.
It's a stance that has the support of some members of the Council, especially Russia, which has privately insisted that an elected government should not be asked to negotiate with forces attempting to unseat it. The Security Council President has insisted there's no division on the issue, and it does appear that all agree on 2 points: that there's a vital need for humanitarian assistance, and that it's the African Union that should take the lead in mediation efforts. The majority view perhaps reflected in the statement to the Council by the UK, which said addressing the humanitarian and human impact of the conflict should be the immediate focus. It continued, it's past time for all parties to put the Ethiopian people first. Mike Hanna, Al Jazeera, United Nations.
The World Health Organization and the United Nations Children's Agency have started the first campaign in 3 years with the backing of the Taliban to vaccinate millions of Afghan children. The vaccination is to fight polio in the Afghan regions. Al Jazeera's Mohammed Vad reports.
Medical volunteers in the Afghan capital Kabul going from door to door to deliver anti-polio vaccines.
During this campaign, around 1,300,000 children will be vaccinated. We have 7,130 volunteers carrying out the program.
The ultimate aim, though, is to reach all eligible children below 5 years old, a total of 10 million, including about 4 million in remote or previously inaccessible areas. Delivering vaccines in Afghanistan hasn't always been an easy process.
The challenge is massive when traveling between provinces, and there isn't much transportation. It's not easy for the teams to go to the rural areas to vaccinate the kids.
We had to wait until afternoon because the regional councillor wasn't allowing us to start vaccinating. We got harassed on the road because we are women working on this program.
Before coming to power, the Taliban reportedly prevented the delivery of vaccines in some of the areas under their control. They allegedly used to warn villagers against the vaccines as a Western plot to sterilize Muslim children. That stance seems to have changed.
Now, with the grace of Allah, we look after all the 34 provinces and 400 districts. There is no conflict now. There is peace and coordination under the Taliban. We are in coordination with all ministries, media groups, international health organizations, and donors.
Aversion to vaccines, however, still lingers among residents in the far-flung regions. Campaigners are trying to both gain access to and spread awareness in those areas. Vaccines are coupled with an extra dose of vitamin A to help strengthen the children's immune system. The UN is planning more vaccination campaigns in both Afghanistan and Pakistan, the only two countries where polio is still endemic. Mohammed Val, Al Jazeera.
And before we end the news, a recap of our main headlines. Tourism stakeholders to formulate national policy and strategy. SIS boss kickstarts nationwide tour on Monday. Peace Ambassador, the Gambia presents its nomination observation report. NPP gives 19 tractors to Kafulo, the communities, to enhance yields. Gum ship breeders to organize its first ship breeding exhibition. Final training camp for Scorpion ahead of AFCON. On the international scene, West Africa has become a center of drug trafficking, says UN. UN warns Ethiopia against a civil war. Afghanistan sees first polio vaccination campaign in 3 years. That's all for this edition of the news. Thank you for watching and join us for tomorrow's news. Keep watching.